wandering whistling duck. These two birds out to our right hand side, the ducks in the water, these are Rajah shelduck. These are lovers, paired birds. Pair up for life. Potentially if they lose a partner, they will not survive for very long after. True, true love. See the dark brown lines out here on the back side of this water here? That's all ducks. So this is a daytime camp. They're just chilling out for the day and then they'll go out. They crop grasses and eat seeds, these ones. Their other relative that gets into like the lily tubers and seeds and stuff like that. Oh, we should be really proud of what we've got here in Australia. There's a lot going on in the national park, guys. I please urge you to go and have a look at it. Get online, look at the four corners stuff that's going on. Crocodiles. Coughing stuff up probably. Please have a look at what's going on with Kakadu. I'm not bagging anyone that's working on the ground here. But the Commonwealth government needs to step up their game, start listening to the mob a bit more, start employing some of the local people that know about the country. Please, I cannot urge enough that the culture needs country to keep teaching the youth. There's a lot of stuff going on in culture. And they need to get the young ones away from all the crap out in the world and get them out on country, doing stuff. So we've got up and comers that can look after the land.
We need the young.
They do, but we need to get them away from everything else. And we need to get the parents access to things. Unfortunately, sometimes you get employment in the park that's opened up to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders only. The local mobs don't get hired because they don't have pieces of paper. And then someone from another country that's been to university and that in the city that doesn't really know anything about it will get the jobs. But they got mentors and people here that can teach them. Can teach them about country, but we live in a world of paper. Remember, this culture is 70,000 years old that we know of scientifically to the day. There's people out there talking that potentially in the next couple of decades we're going to have a timeline around about 120,000 years. There's been a huge disruption. Things have not been done right from the start. We need to work away. We can't keep throwing our hands up. I've lived in Central Australia for a long time, on and off in communities and bits and pieces. There's a lot going on. We've got bird fights going on out here now too, the egrets. Man, the birds get real rough and ready with each other, eh? Get to a point where they're holding themselves to each other down and picking each other. But most of these birds are what they refer to as wading birds. So they need somewhere to stand, to wander around and to get things.
He's going up there for breakfast. He's looking for us, this one.
All big pigs off in the distance out there. Scared fish.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's not in there quite the right zone for them yet. You'll see that when they get there. Sometimes when they're flicking around like that, they will just start lunging around. If we can get one to a big lunge, you'll love it. This big fella, if we really wanted to grab someone out of the boat, no worries at all. They literally can lunge 2/3 of their own body length, easy. Big rear webbed feet. The scale across the back is what they call osteoderm. It's like a crocodile solar panel. Like a plate of bone covered in the flesh of the animal, and then the outer skin over the top. Blood vessels really close to the surface. Crocodiles in the wild have been recorded in the captivity, been recorded not eating food for over 12 months. They do not need to keep eating to stay alive. Remember I said pretty much unchanged for the last 80 million years. Remember that 65 million years ago, the dinosaurs got wiped out. So as things cooled down, we come into those ice ages, things started to die off and eat each other. The crocodile, and where we were positioned globally in the world, Australia was very lucky. Things like this animal had a place to survive. We've got the oldest tropical rainforest in the world, and that was because of our position. The danger's been growing for the continuously last 100 million years. Australia up until around 1950s, 1960s was brought to be a very young country. We now know we're very lucky probably about 80% of our animals and plants are pretty much endemic to our country. We've got an amazing, amazing country. That one in front of us, I could probably definitely say is a male. I would think it's probably getting close to that 4 metre mark. The other ones, a lot of guides will say they're females because there's the male around, but obviously males have got to hang out somewhere as well. They do get killed off, 100%. Only way you're going to find out if you put your fingers where you don't want to put your fingers on crocodiles. Everything's hiding. Breeding is once a year. It starts off at the build up of the wet season. Sizing, like when we look at it, a female, when she reaches her maturity, she's around about 2 metres in length. She's about 12 to 14